We're going to be graphing number 1. So I went ahead and put it into the calculator. You notice that this point right here is a minimum. It's also the vertex. And if you want to see the table, you can go to the table. And we notice that 0, 5 is the y-intercept. So I'm going to write 0, 5. 0, 5 is the y-intercept. I also have 1, 4. And then I have 2, 3. I also have 3, 4, 4, and I can move this table down, 4, 5. So there's our absolute value graph. So I do want you to graph. The vertex is going to be 2, 3. The y-intercept is 0, 5. The x-intercept will be none. And we're going to have a minimum. And the minimum is at 0, 5. The domain is going to be all real numbers, so it's negative infinity to positive infinity, or we say all reals. Let me write that better. I'm going to say all reals. And the range, the lowest y value is 3. The highest y value is infinity, or we say y is greater than or equal to 3. And now the axis of symmetry is where you can fold this in half. This is the axis of symmetry, which is a vertical line. So it's going to be x equals 3. I'm going to show you how to solve this equation algebraically. So you notice that we have the absolute value of 9 minus x equals 9. So that's what we want. So we have 9 minus x equals 9, or 9 minus x equals negative 9. And now what you're going to do is you can go through the process of solving for x. So you subtract 9 from both sides. So you have negative x equals 9 minus 9, which gives us 0. So x equals 0. So that's the first answer. The second answer, we subtract 9 from both sides. So we have 9 minus 9, which is 0. So we have negative x equals negative 18. And then we divide by negative 1. So x equals 18. I'm going to show you how to check. So go to new, and you're going to type in absolute value 9 minus 0, and then you have equals 9, enter, so that's true. And now you have absolute value again, 9 minus 18 equals 9, and you notice that it's also true. So before you can separate this into two possible equations, you have to deal with the negative 5. So you add 5 to both sides. So you have the absolute value of x over 3 plus 18. And that's equal to negative 5 plus 5, that's 0. Negative 5 plus 5, that's 0. So in this case, you're just going to have one possibility. So you have x over 3 plus 18 equals 0. So we're going to subtract 18 from both sides. So you have x over 3 is equal to negative 18. And then what you want to do is you want to multiply both sides by 3. So x equals the product of negative 18 times 3. Negative 18 times 3 gives you negative 54. And if you want to check, all you would have to do is substitute. So we have the absolute value of negative 54 divided by 3 plus 18. And we want to see if it comes out equal to 0, right? Or you have minus 5 equals negative 5, right? And the answer is true. Number 7, solve each absolute value inequality. So you notice that we have the absolute value by itself. So it's going to be 4x is less than 20. And it's going to be 4x is greater than negative 20. So it's going to be and. So you know that it's going to intersect. So we divide by 4. So we have x is less than 5. Divide by 4. So we have x is greater than negative 5. So you're going to go ahead. You can put 0 here if you want. So I have 5 and I have negative 5. And I'm going to go ahead and use the shading. X is less than 5, so it's going to go in this direction. And the other one is x is greater than 5. It's going to go in this direction. Now, the only question is it open or closed circle? In this case, it's going to be open circle because there isn't an equal sign. So the answer is where the two colors intersect. Number 9, we have that negative 19 that we have to deal with. So what you're going to do is you're going to add 19 to both sides. So you have the absolute value of 27 plus x. Negative 19 plus 19 is gone. Greater than 8 plus 19 is 27. So you have 27 plus x is greater than 27. And it's greater, so it's going to be or. 27 plus x is less than. And since that's positive 20, 27 is going to be negative 27. So if you subtract 27 from both sides, you notice that x is greater than 0. So it's 0 here, open circle. Or you subtract 27, so x is less than, this is 4, negative 54. So go over here to negative 54. Now the decision, is it open or closed? In this case, it's open. And it's less, so it's going to go in this direction. And since it's greater, it's going to go in the opposite direction. Okay, number 11, we have that division by 5. So I'm going to rewrite it. We have absolute value of 13 minus x divided by 5 is greater than or equal to 1. I'm going to multiply by 5 first. I'll put parentheses here. So the 5's cancel. So you have the absolute value of 13 minus x is greater than or equal to 5. And that's what we want. We want the absolute value by itself. So now what you have is 13 minus x is greater than or equal to 5, or 13 minus x is less than or equal to negative 5. So you subtract 13 from both sides. So you have negative x is greater than or equal to 5 minus 13 is negative 8. Now this is where you got to remember from Algebra 1 that when you divide by negative 1, the inequality sign is going to change. So you have, and I'm going to write it somewhere here, x is less than or equal to 7. Okay, so I'm going to go to 7, and you're going to have a closed circle because it's equal. And it's going to be less than, so we're shading in the opposite direction, right? Less than. Now this next one, we have, this next inequality, we have to subtract 13 from both sides. So you have negative x is less than or equal to negative 18. And then you divide by negative 1. And remember, you gotta change the inequality, so it's going to be x is greater than or equal to a negative divided by negative is positive 18. So I'm going to have to change my number line. Let me change it because I had 7. So I'm going to say this is 7, and I'm going to shade to the left because it's less than. And then I have to go to 18. I'm going to shade this. Now it's going to have to be greater, right? So it's going to be the other direction here. So if you look at the shading, this of course is or, right? So it's this way or this way. So your answers are the numbers that are less than 7 or the numbers that are greater than or equal to 18. Both are equal. That's why it's a solid line. So number 13, it says find and write the inverse of the given function. So we talked about inverse. We know that the x and y have to switch. So this will have to be 1, 2, 5, 3, negative 2, 0, negative 1, negative 1, and 6, negative 4. Okay, 15, we're going to have to find the inverse. So we have y equals 5x plus 2. So to find the inverse, we got to switch. We have x equals 5y plus 2. And so in order for us to find the inverse, we have to solve for y. So we subtract 2 from both sides. So we have 5y equals x minus 2. And then the last step is to divide by 5. So the inverse of f will be x over 5 minus 2 over 5. And that's for number 15. graph each function and its inverse on the same table or the same graph. I went ahead and typed it into the TI Inspire. So I'm going to go ahead and graph it. So you have -2, 5. So start at the origin, -2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The next one is -1, 3, -1, 1, 2, 3. Then we have 0, 1, 0, 1. The next one is 1, -1. So you notice the slope is down 2 over 1, 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 down 2 over 1. Connect the points and draw yours better than mine. Now I'm going to find the inverse just by using the table. So to find my inverse, I'm just going to switch the x and y. So we have 5, -2, 5, 1, 2. The next one is 3, -1, 3, -1. The next one is 1, 0. So we have 1, 0. The next one is -1, 1, -1, 1. And you notice the slope is down 1 over 2, or up 1 over 2, up 1 over 2, up 1 over 2, up 1 over 2, down 1 over 2, down 1 over 2. Connect the points. And we know that the mirror is going to be y equals x, right? So you got to draw the mirror. That's always true. Y equals x. This is the mirror. And there's our graph and our inverse. For problems 19 and 20, use composition to determine if they are inverse. Okay, you're going to have to explain. I'm just going to show you the composition. So we have to show f. We have to show f of g of x. We have to find that, and we also need to find g of f of x. And if they both come out to x, then we know that they're inverse. So f. So we have f, and we have g, which is x plus 8 over 6. That's the input. So now just look at f and think of input. So it's 6 times the input, because it's 6x. 6 times the input plus 8. So I'm going to write plus 8. So the input is x plus 8, correct? Divided by 6. So 6 divided by 6 is 1. So you're left with x plus 16. So it didn't come out to x. So what you would write is that these two will not be inverse of each other because it did not come out to be x. So you don't have to do this second one.